Kneel away for top hat time. It's the time you wear a habit out of kneel away first. Kneel away for top hat time. It's the best time in the history of mankind. Hey guys, I mentioned in my last Simon the Sorcerer episode that I was going to make an update video, and this is it. First off, I want to say thank you again to anyone who watched through all of that series, or even just one episode of it. The fact that anyone watches these videos still kind of blows my mind, so yeah, thanks for that. If you haven't watched any of them, then I'd recommend checking it out if you like either point and clicks or puzzle games, because seriously, like, I rank that up in the highest of the high along with things like Monkey Island, so if you're into that kind of thing, then feel free to go check it out. It's now finished. Took me about 3 hours, so if you want to watch it all, it wouldn't even take that long to watch. Now that that series is finished, I'm thinking about what I'm going to do next. Obviously the logical progression from Simon 1 is to go to Simon 2, which I do have, but I've never really played that much of it. I've only played a very short amount of it, so I'd have to do like a kind of practice run of that and make sure that I knew what I was doing. Because I mean, in my opinion, there's nothing worse than doing like a puzzle game LP where you kind of stood around for 2 hours not knowing what you're supposed to be doing because you don't actually know the game. Of course, there's many other games I could potentially play, so if you have any suggestions, then leave it down in the comments, or send me an inbox message on YouTube, or even tweet at Fuzzzeeee if you're that way inclined. That's spelled the same way that my channel name is spelled. Until I work out what I'm going to do next, I'm going to carry on with Baldur's Gate. And now I've been playing that game since like forever, and I've only really got a short way into it. I'm going to keep on going because I refuse to leave something unfinished on my channel. The main problem at the moment is that recording videos on this old laptop here is just... it's slow. It's really slow, and you might know this if you've seen some of my previous videos where I've talked about this, but I mean, like, say if I made a 15-20 minute episode of Baldur's Gate, it'd then take about 3 hours to process and export it, which is obviously why I don't actually get around to doing very many of those all at once, because it's really time consuming. It's also a reason I play older games, because any kind of newer things I don't run at all, or just frame rate completely tanks, and I'd have to play on really low settings. I don't want to do something like that on here, so yeah. But fear not, for I am thinking about upgrading from this old machine into a proper desktop setup, potentially having a lot more power, which means I can actually play games which were released before 2006. At the moment that's something kind of out of my price range, but I mean, hopefully if things work in my favour, then I might be able to get something like that done fairly soon, and bring better content, and bring more content because it'll be faster, so I'll be able to export videos faster, and so on and so forth. Until then, as I said, more Baldur's Gate and also more Fuzzzeee's Thoughts, because they seem to have been quite popular with my recent videos. So if you have anything you want me to talk about in there, or if you've got a question you want me to answer, then as before, leave it in the comments, or mail it to me on YouTube, or tweet at Fuzzzeeee, F-U-Z-Z quadruple E, if that's how you want to remember it. As always, thank you for your support, and I shall see you next time.